From a princess to a queen she's grown, learning to fly with each wing she's shown. First crochet, then knit, now sewing she goes. Spinning and dyeing, what's next, who knows? She walks her path with courage bright, from morning sun to stars at night. No task too small, no dream too high. She'll soar above, reach the sky. From thread to thread, her story weaves a journey of strength, best believe. From spinning wheels to stitching seams, she crafts her world, living her dreams. Each new skill, a chapter turned, with every challenge, lessons learned. In skeins of yarn, her spirit threads, creating life with needle and thread. She moves with grace through tangled lines, with heart so pure and mind that shines. No fear of what's yet to be sown, a future bright and love she's known. From humble start she's climbed so far, her inner glow now like a star. With every stitch a vision clear, around she's built without fear. Oh,
Hello, hello, my friends. Welcome in and thank you for joining me tonight. Hello, Miss Wanda. It's great to see you. Thank you for joining me while you're at work tonight. I appreciate you being here. And Miss Angela, it's wonderful to see you, sweetheart. Oh, working on the D poncho. I cannot wait to see everyone's poncho done. I wish I had time to participate in all the things, because I love making and wearing ponchos. I just don't have the time right now. But I will live vicariously through everyone else. Hello, Miss Deborah. Welcome in. What are you all working on? Hello, Miss Susan. Welcome in, honey. I am working on the secret project again tonight, so unfortunately, I can't show it off, but as soon as I get this done, I can get on to projects that I can show you guys. So I'm trying to get it done as soon as possible. I hate having to do something that I can't talk to you guys about. I mean, it's fun to participate in the things. It's just, I didn't think about that part of it when I signed up for this. Oh, an elephant, lovely. That sounds absolutely wonderful, Miss Kimberly, and welcome in. And Dragon Cat, hello, sweetheart. Minecraft blanket. Oh, I bet that's awesome. And a Ninja Turtle blanket. Oh, my niece would absolutely go crazy for that Ninja Turtle blanket. They are rather cute. I remember I seen a meme the other day. It was a mouse sitting in front of 4 little turtles. And it said, if you don't understand this, we can't be friends. And I about fell off my chair laughing. And like that was hilarious. Because I remember Ninja Turtles from growing up. Not that we got to watch much cartoons or TV, but I do remember seeing the Ninja Turtles and my cousins being all about them. Miss Mel is not feeling well tonight, so she couldn't do a live on her channel tonight, but I didn't want to skip a week, so here we are on my channel again tonight. I'm glad to have you guys all with me. A third attempt at a top. What? Third attempt. Uh-oh. Are we having issues, Miss Deborah? Oh, that is the worst. I hate when the dye lots are the same, but the yarn doesn't match up. Hello, Zach. Welcome in, sweetheart. Thank you for joining us tonight. Hello, James. Welcome in. Thank you for popping by. I have like, let's see, 5 more of this color I've got to finish, and then I've got 9 more of another color, and then I can put all my pieces together and complete my project. Oh, I caught a string. Yes, Zach, I'm wearing a dress. It's one of my dresses that I made. And yeah, it's where the camera sits. My shoulders are sticking out. But that's all right. I wouldn't do something as silly as be here without a top on. I'm not quite that brave or crazy, whichever way you look at it. Well, Celebi should land at her new home tomorrow. I've been watching her take her adventure via tracking. So I'm excited about that. And I think I'm going to, after I finish this project and I get a little bit of work done on the King's blanket, I am going to make myself another Pokemon because it's absolutely adorable. I have fallen in love with Bulbasaur, and he is just so cute. And then I really like Leafeon as well, so I'll probably make them both so that I can put them up here on the shelf with Celebi. Hello, Miss Sally Stevens. Yes, I'm sure Mel will be back to her normal self in just a little bit of time. You know, we all go through those times where we're just not quite feeling ourselves, and Mel's been through a lot in recent times. So, you know, we're sending her some love and light and all kinds of positivity that whatever is upsetting her world goes away and she can feel like herself again. Harno Media, Steve's in the house. Hello, sweetheart. Welcome in. Oh, awesome, Kimberly. I would love to see your elephant stuff when you get done. Anybody that finishes something and you want to share, you can share with me either on my email or in the Facebook group, whichever way works best for you. I would love to see your completed projects and what you're working on. Because I get inspired by seeing the amazing things that other people are making. It makes me want to try more things and stuff like that. So, and you guys inspire me. I know you say that I inspire you, but I think it goes both ways, truly. And the king is home this week, so he has been keeping us on the run and going as per usual, but he's also been working on his schooling. I believe he hit the halfway point of his classes today, and he's 6 months into his schooling. This is up to a 2-year course, and if he stays on track the way he is right now, he'll finish it within a year. Hello, Laura. Welcome in. And yes, I hope everyone had a good Memorial Day and that you got to spend some time with loved ones and hopefully got some good food out on the grill. That was always one of our family traditions, getting together and grilling out. And I come from a large military family myself. Matter of fact, the first 5-6 years of my life were on base. Part of that was actually spent in Germany with my father and mother. My father was an army cook. Oh, dragons are so much fun. I have made quite a few dragons and loved every single one of them. I actually made a family of dragons for my sister and the children. Each kid got a different colored dragon, and then my sister's dragon was made larger, and she got her favorite color as well. That was a lot of fun to do. I think I made like a dragon a day there for the first couple days. I think only the larger one took me more than a day to do. But I was doing it in blanket yarn, so it doesn't take very long to crank out a amigurumi and some blanket yarn. That's when we were there. Dragon Cat was in the 80s. We came back home probably around 86, 87, somewhere around there. I don't remember a whole lot from over there, but I do have a few memories. I was just young though, so not a whole lot of it. A lot of it comes from, stories my parents would tell of different things that happened while we were over there. A very neat place to be, though. I do remember that. I have like the most vivid memory of the trip to the airport, going there because I was wrapped around my grandma's legs and didn't want to let her go. Oh, that's awesome, Dragon Cat. My middle sister was born right before we went to Germany, and then the youngest was born right after we got home from there. So, then shortly thereafter, my parents split up. But I have, they really shouldn't have been together in the first place. So, it was for the better that they separated. But I've been working on some stuff out in the garden this week in between the rain sessions. I have a few herbs up and a few others I'm going to have to replant. Unfortunately, my seeds weren't any good, I don't think. And we found a volunteer tomato plant, which is awesome. I'm hoping it's going to be the cherry tomatoes because I purposely planted a large tomato plant. So I'm hoping that one will be cherry tomatoes and I'll be covered all the way around, have my tomato dreams come true. And we have probably about 5 or 6 plants of squash that voluntarily popped up from last year's plantings. So that was awesome. And they're actually starting to bloom and fruit already. It was exciting to see that uh, this weekend when I was out there. And I'm looking at doing another flower bed or herb bed or whatever you want to call it. I think it'll probably end up being a strawberry bed. I'm going to do the triple goddess symbol, which is a waning moon, a full moon, and then also a waxing moon. Or it should be waxing, full, and then waning, sorry. But I plan to put that in. Hopefully this next weekend I'll get it started. I'm hoping that I have enough bricks to do it, but if not, I can make a trip over to the father-in-law's, and he said I can have some of the ones that he has over there. Right? Oh, that's what I had planted last year was the super sweet 100 cherry tomatoes. So I'm hoping that somehow that's a volunteer from last year's crop. It's not where last year's crop was, but you never know. Congratulations on 1 month of membership, Miss Mandy, and thank you very much for being a member. They are. I love those little cherry tomatoes. I go out and just gobble them up. I went to a little roadside stand. It's one of our industrial size farmers around here has a stand out by the road where they sell locally grown produce and whatnot. We've been going and getting strawberries from there. Well, a couple days ago we went and got some sweet corn and we cooked that out on the grill, and oh, it was so wonderful. But we also got some cucumbers from there and some peaches, because our peaches are now ready to be picked here in South Carolina. Oh, yeah, me too. I'm waiting for some green tomatoes. I want my green fried tomatoes so bad. That's one of my favorite things is some green fried tomatoes. I mean, just red tomatoes are, wonderful in themselves. But ever since I found out about fried tomatoes, oh, yummy. Hello, Miss Tracy. Welcome in. Thank you for joining us tonight. And I've even had green fried tomatoes from the restaurant in the movie Fried Green Tomatoes. The King and I took a bike trip a few years ago now with the Goldwing riders. It's a group of Goldwing riding motorcyclists. It was, I guess, a club that you join, and you can go to wherever you want, wherever's closest to you to participate. But they decided to take a bike trip out to the Whistle Stop for the day. So we went with, and oh, was that fun. It was an absolutely beautiful ride, and the food was amazing. It was really cool to see the little town. It doesn't look really much like it did in the movie, but you could see where they put the artificial fronts up and whatnot to make the town look as it did in the movie. That was really neat. And actually, funny enough, I went to the restaurant before I had actually ever seen the movie. Ooh, that sounds yummy too, Kimberly. Oh, that's no fun. That's no good, Dragon Cat. I'm sorry your plant didn't make it. I'm glad you have a way to go and get another plant, though. It really was a beautiful day. It was an absolutely lovely ride, and on the way back, we stopped by the Storm Thurmond Dam and took some pictures there. And that's a really pretty lake area to go to. And on the way to the restaurant, we took like all like back roads and stuff like that. On the way home, we took more interstate and whatnot. So it was a fun view in both directions. I really enjoyed it. We did get a little bit of riding in this week, in between the rainstorms too. Uh, Matter of fact, when we went to the roadside stand, we were on the motorcycle. Thankfully, we have a pretty good trunk size on there, so we can make small trips to the store and whatnot on the bike. So it's more times that we can get out on the bike. Mm. Fiber in the nose. I have been dyeing yarn for the last 4 or 5 days. I truly understand now why a lot of indie dyers don't dye cotton yarn, because holy buckets, lots of work, and it takes an extreme amount of time compared to dyeing wool or wool fibers or animal fibers of any kind. Oh, I think as far as I'm concerned, if a real good friend of mine, wanted to have cotton yarn rather than wool yarn, I would probably do it for them, but I will never volunteer to dye cotton yarn again. Oh, thank you, Miss Sally, and thank you, Diana D. Let me play you both a little thank you message. I need to update this thank you message as well. Thank you both very, very much. And I have some yarn on the way. I purchased 20 bear hanks. So I will be dyeing yarn as soon as that gets here. And then we will be doing probably a live sale. The reason I am doing this is, you guys can probably tell I'm a good bit lower than I normally am. Um, because my chair in here broke. Right now, I am currently on a plastic hunk of junk folding chair, which is murder on the back, absolutely zero support. And with my swelling issue, when I do get another chair, I need to get one that has legs or a leg rest on it so that I can put my legs up rather than having them dangle down, because it is truly affecting the swelling in the legs. So we will be doing that. And if there is enough left over, I intend on getting Coco and Khaleesi a doggy door that has the collar recognition, where it will only let them in. It won't let just strays in or whatever. It only unlocks for the collar. I plan on getting them one of those so that they can go inside and out. And the reason I want them to have that, because right now I can let them in and out. That's not a big deal. But if I go away from home for the day, or the king and I, when we finally do get married and we go on our honeymoon, I would like them to be able to, go outside when they need to go outside. I don't want to have to bring them to a stranger because neither one of them would be okay with that. I would like them to be able to stay home and go outside when they need to go out. So that is the reason we're going to be doing a yarn sale. With that yarn sale, a friend of mine and I were talking back and forth and kind of coming up with ideas for anybody that purchases a hank of yarn that day, or for every purchase that is made that day. A ticket will go into a bucket, and at the end of the night, when the yarn is, when we're done selling the yarn, I will be pulling a name from that bucket, and that person will be getting a bag of their choice. All they have to do is go onto the website and pick the one that they want. I still have to talk to Steve about that, so I don't know if we're going to do like a code that you put in and then you just get to pick that bag, or if you just going to tell me, hey, I want this bag, and I send it. However, we're going to do that, but I know if it's a code or whatever, Steve will help me out with that. And thank you, Miss Deborah. I'm going to play you a thank you message. Thank you, Miss Tracy. Yeah, I have congestive heart failure, so I can gain upwards of 10 to 20 pounds in a day, um, unfortunately. And I take water pills and whatnot, but they don't quite keep up. They had me on some different ones. Oh, they made me feel so sick, and I just couldn't take them. Yeah, it can be very, very, very painful. The lymphedema is, I've seen people go through that. I am so sorry. That is horrible. And hello, Miss Demetra. Welcome in. Thank you for joining us tonight. All right, Dragon Cat. Thank you for coming in. I'm glad that you spent some time with us tonight. I hope that the rest of your week is wonderful. We will see you around the YouTube streets. Yeah, with with the swelling now, I deal with fibromyalgia as well as neuropathy, so I completely understand the leg pain. It's no fun. It's no fun at all. That's why I'm hoping that we will be getting a sofa here sooner than later, and I want to get one that's got the extended end on it, like the chaise lounge, so I can keep my legs up and hopefully combat the swelling just a little bit more. And I'm looking at getting myself an elliptical machine. Can't do the treadmills, but I can do an elliptical as long as I, don't go hard and fast. As long as I take my time, I can, get out there and do something like that. I want to try to get back to a little bit smaller size. I am not happy where my body has gone in the last couple of years. This perimenopause has not been nice to me whatsoever. But I'm sure quite a few of you understand what that's all about, and are like, oh, just wait until the full-blown menopause happens. I am not ready. Not ready at all. No, it's horrible. And I don't eat enough to keep a 5-year-old alive. So how I'm gaining weight is just absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, the nice thing about the elliptical is I can actually knit while I'm on it. And I know that I can knit while I'm on it because I used to go to the gym and knit while I was up on the elliptical. I'd get on the recumbent bike for a while, and I would work on a sock, and then I would get up on the elliptical and work on that for a while. And I can't knit real fast, but as long as it's got something that can hold my takeout bag, I can work away while because that's the biggest thing. Like I have to control the ADD, right? I'm not a lazy person, but I get bored if I don't have something more to do than just being on the machine. So I gotta do something. I gotta have a game up there, or and I'd rather be productive than playing a game on my phone while I'm doing stuff like that. So if I can get a sock made while I'm walking around, walking on the elliptical, then two birds, one stone. Uh-oh. Tea's all gone. The King's had me watching all kinds of movies this week. He had me watch Troy. That one was okay. And then we watched Alexander. I wasn't a fan. And then we watched 300. Again, wasn't really a fan. Have a wonderful night, Miss Ellen. Thank you for stopping by. But I think that's probably the most TV or movies that I have watched in probably a good 6 months. My TV probably wonders what if you know how to turn it on anymore. Yeah. It's definitely time for me to pick a movie. But I spend some time making some squares and making some triangles and working on my project a little bit. And Coco and Khaleesi have enjoyed that I have spent some time out there because Khaleesi gets up in my lap and gets all kinds of snuggles, and then Coco's over in the King's lap getting all her snuggles. And pretty much same, Kimberly. Pretty much I'm the same. If it isn't on YouTube, then I don't know. And even then, most of the time, even if I have the TV on it, I'm watching my YouTube watch later queue. Like if a friend of mine puts up a video, but I don't have time to watch it right that second, I'll throw it in my watch later queue, and then I'll put that on the TV and I'll watch the whole thing. And that's how I catch up with my friends when I'm too busy to actually sit down and interact with the videos. Laura, I think that's pretty much any workout. It looks rather strange from the outside, when you're observing the people doing it, like yoga is very strange looking, especially the yoga with the goats. It's just very strange looking, but I understand that the people that are doing it are getting great benefit out of it. So it doesn't matter if it's strange looking. That's right, Kimberly. If you can't find it on YouTube, it didn't. They really don't exist. Lately, I've been watching forensic file type videos on YouTube. A lot of them have been from the UK and Australia, so they're stories that I haven't had seen before. Pilates. I've heard of Pilates, but I don't think I've ever actually seen anyone do Pilates. Yeah, I can't do cardio no more. Yeah, it's hard to figure out what exercises are best, and what works for person A might not work for person B for whatever reason. Your body needs something different. Right, Sally, same here. Walking up the stairs gives me a workout. My heart says, "What are you doing?" Oh, running. See, now I was a sprinter because I had asthma. So at the end of the sprint, I'd have an asthma attack. But I could never do the distance thing. But I was pretty decent at like the 4x100 relay and 100-yard dash, 200-yard dash, stuff like that. But long distance running, yeah, no. If I didn't knock myself out, I'd end up sitting somewhere having a massive asthma attack. I understand you, Sally, truly. I think honestly, the best thing you can do for your heart is not necessarily a cardio workout, but slow and steady. Get yourself a good walking routine. And stuff like that. Like the elliptical is good, the treadmill is good, but nothing at like a massive pace. Slow and steady is definitely the way to go to, not do more damage to your heart, but yet keep yourself going. I mean, I'm not a doctor or anything like that. Obviously, you need to seek, advice from your medical professional, but oh, Diana D, I'm so sorry, sweetheart. I hope that they can help you out and give you some tips of something you can do to kind of reverse that situation. Yeah, I'm no doctor. I just see a lot of them. I don't mean to give out medical advice. I'm just saying this is what I have been told, and this is what works for me type of situation. I don't want anyone doing something without talking to their professional and regretting it or getting hurt by any means. Yeah, don't listen to me. I don't know nothing. But all we can do is be good to ourselves and hope that our bodies will respond to it. That very much could be, Diana D. Very much could be. Now I know, like the king has degenerative disc disease, And he was told a good 15 years ago that he would end up needing back surgery. But the doctor that he seen told him one of the very best things that he could do for himself to kind of stave off this back surgery that is inevitable is to get on the treadmill and get a good walk in every single day. Now, he doesn't do it absolutely every single day because, let's face it, he works 12-hour shifts. He's at work for a good 13 and a half hours, between getting there, getting ready, going to meetings, waiting to clock out, all that kind of stuff. And then he has a good, half hour, 45-minute drive home. So he's got to jump in the bed and get some sleep, jump in the bath, jump in the bed, get some sleep so that he can get up and go do that again. But is at least every other day while he's working, he will get up on the treadmill and walk at a good, steady, hard pace. Now, not like running, not as, fast as he can possibly go, but really a good pace. And doing that steady walking, even though he walks upwards of 12 miles a night at work around his machines, does keep his lower back muscles good and strong. And because of that, it does really help with his pain in his lower back. If he skips more than a day, he'll be, getting real stiff and having a hard time walking and whatnot. And then he'll get back up on that treadmill and do his walking like he needs to. And that pain really does subside for him. So maybe doing something like that would help for you as well. Getting, and it doesn't have to be like, you don't have to do it for an hour. You could maybe start at like a couple minutes, and then the next time you try to go like a minute longer until you build yourself up to a point where you can walk for, 20, 30 minutes at a time. Let's see. I went through a year and a half for every test possible by the time I saw a female cardiologist. Yeah. Now, when your heart gets out of whack, it's not good, and it really does mess with things. Yeah. I'm on number 3 for my pacemaker defibrillator. I think probably in the next year or so, I will be having, getting another one. Yeah, I know that back pain is the worst, Diana. I hope that you can figure something out that helps you. I'm sorry about that, Sally. I'm sorry that they didn't catch what they needed to, sooner than they did. Yeah, the weeping is the worst. Well, when I get up in the morning, the first thing I have to do is put some socks and shoes on, because if I don't put them on as soon as I get up, they're not going on that day. And even most of the time when I first get up, I have to pull the tongue way out and tie them real loose. And then throughout the day, I have to retie them because they start slipping around on my feet. Sally, I have arthritis in my L5, 6, and 7. So we got one in common. They found that when I was all of 18 years old. Yeah. Well, from what I've been hearing, a lot of this stuff that they're going to be changing for our foods should really help a lot of people start feeling better. Um, a lot of the stuff that's allowed in our foods right now causes autoimmune disorders and causes a lot of swelling and whatnot. So hopefully once that stuff is out of our food supply, a lot of us will start feeling better. I had a friend, Tracy, her mom, which I called her mom as well. She was an absolutely wonderful lady. She had ulcers in her legs. It got really, really bad. And her family ended up having to learn how to change the wrappings and put the compression wrappings back on. It's a horrible thing for people to have to go through. I hope it does get better for you soon. I think I'm only going to stay for probably another 15 minutes or so, 14 minutes. I got some things I want to get done yet tonight, and the king and I will probably shoot some pool or throw some darts after I get done with my stuff. So I'm going to spend some time with him. It's very awesome of your daughter, Sally, to be a nurse that goes to people. Hello, Miss Tammy. Welcome in. Wonderful to see you, honey. Coming in and loving on everybody. It's wonderful to see. Me too, Miss Sally. I really enjoy coming up and talking to you guys. I never know what to say or what to talk about or whatnot, but it is getting easier to do these lives. I'm not shaking like a leaf the entire time that I'm up on a live anymore, so that's a good thing. Now, if I just could figure out what to talk about with you guys, have like an idea before the live starts where I want to go with things would be wonderful, because then I wouldn't have to deal with the anxiety of worrying about that. But it's all right. I think in time it will get better. Just like, my videos have gotten better in time. I think the lives will get better in time. And, you guys that have been from the beginning of the lives will know how far I've come. Like today when I was setting up the live, I didn't even realize, because StreamYard sent me a message saying that some of my videos from a year ago would be deleted or whatever. And I'm like, what do you mean? I had no clue that StreamYard even kept the videos. So I went and found all those today. I don't need them to be on StreamYard since they're on YouTube, but I didn't even know that was there. I learn something new every day. No, I like to have a calm place for everyone to come and visit and, share in whatever life has to offer that day, whether it's, a fun project or, if they're struggling with something, I understand. And if they need to talk about it, we're all friends. At least I'd like us to be, you know. Yay, Kimberly! Congratulations for getting it done, honey. Can't wait to see it. It's a website. Um, I'm not sure if there's an app. I think it's just a website. Um, but I don't understand any of that stuff. Like someone was talking about uh I was in an I was in the in the live chat of someone else's live and made the comment, in September it will be my 6-year anniversary here on YouTube. And, you know, obviously in 6 years, I haven't grown very big, not complaining about that at all. It's just that is a fact. Um, and they said, well, what kind of stuff are you using? And you should have like an iPhone and use OBS and all this. I have no idea. Like all I ever used was Android. I had an iPhone in my hand one time. I messed with it for a little bit. It irritated the heck out of me. I couldn't get it to do nothing. Um, I've always had Android, so that's what I understand. And I can do the things that I need to do with my phone. Past that, I don't understand. Like I can make the pretty things and I can talk to the camera. I'm not any good at making like a professional looking video or doing all the funky editing and stuff like that. And like I can make beautiful bags, but I am absolutely caca at selling those bags. Like, if someone doesn't come up to me and tap me on the shoulder and go, "Hey, I want that," that's the only way they're going to get it because I'm just not a salesperson. That just isn't in me. I can't. I'm not the person that can get the Eskimos to buy some ice cubes. Just not. That's not in me. But I can make the beautiful things. I can make the ice cubes, and if the Eskimos want them, they know where I'm at. That's the way I look at it. I don't know. And I guess if I did, put a little bit more effort into the side of things that I don't understand, I probably would understand it because I'm not a stupid person, you know. I just really don't have any desire to do the tech side of things. And because my memory is the way that it is, it takes me so much longer to remember what it is I have to do and where I have to go to find the thing that I have to do after that. It's a lot. Well, thank you, Miss Wanda. I love you very much, sweetheart. I don't know about that tutorial stuff, but I will try. I will think about it and I will try. There are some things that I wanted to do to show you guys how to do. I will look into that. I haven't gotten anything, Miss Diana. I just checked my email prior to coming live, so you can email me or you can hit me up on Messenger. Either way is fine. See, the thing is, Miss Tammy, is I know the things, but I don't always know how to explain, how to figure out for yourself those things. You know what I mean? Like, some of the things that I know, I just know them. I don't know how that I know them. I just do. So I don't know how to explain the process to someone else that doesn't share my brain. You know what I mean? Like, some people, like when they're going to design a pattern, for instance, right? They'll sit down and they will do a swatch, and then they do a bunch of math calculations and whatnot, and that's how they figure out how they're going to do the sizing and how many rows and how much of what they're going to do. I don't do things that way. I literally just pick the yarn that I want to use, and I pick the hook size that I want to use, and then I make the thing. And I know by looking at it when I need to, say, if I'm doing like a raglan style top down shirt, I know by looking at it and by trying it on when I need to change up and do the arms per se. Or if I want to do shaping in the belly, I know by looking at it, okay, this is where I want to do that. I don't do the mathematical equations that a lot of people do. So to teach other people that don't have the exact shaping that I do, how to do that, I worry about losing it in translation because I don't know how to put it into words, what I know. I'm sorry if that don't make any sense. It doesn't really make any sense to me. And thank you for being a member for 3 months, Miss Tammy. And thank you for the super chat. Let me play a little thank you message for you. Oh, thank you, Miss Wanda. Let me play this for you. Dancing. Boogie boogie. Well, I ain't been dancing in a long time. I would love to go, though. I don't have any girlfriends to go dancing with. That's one major thing I miss about being in Wisconsin, is having my peoples to go out and get silly with, listen to some music and dance. And let's see. Okay, 7 of 10. Well, thank you, Miss Mimi. Thank you, Diana. Let me play this for you guys. Thank you, ladies. Thank you very much. Oh, there they go again. Okay. I gotta find my page. Hey, Miss Diana. Woohoo! Thank you guys very, very much. I am going to mark the chat. Anybody that wants to have an entry into the cauldron, I need you to make a comment so I can write your name down before we leave. Thank you guys all very, very much, ladies. I very much appreciate it. And I'm sure everybody in the chat appreciates it, as well as anybody that makes a comment will be put down in the cauldron as part of our monthly giveaway. You will have an entry into that cauldron, and I will be drawing again on the 1st of the month. Well, I think I need to get that website and I can play music for you guys when I'm doing stuff like this, because it's really hard to write down names and keep a conversation going. Excuse me. Mess that up. And hello, Miss Stephanie. Welcome in. Great to see you. All right. Thank you guys very, very much. Ah, Miss Liz, welcome in, sweetheart. And Adventures with Beth, welcome in. All right, I think I got everybody that commented anyways. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. All right. Thank you, ladies. I am going to get on out of here. We have done our hour. I will see you again next week hopefully I'll be able to show you the project that I am working on next week, because I'm hoping to have this one completely done by then. Yes, and please like the live, come back and leave a comment so you have a chance at getting in the cauldron again for the replay. I will be putting up more replay or more cauldron entrants I'll put them in the post section, hopefully tomorrow for you guys. So if you want to see if your name has made it in other than from the live tonight, go ahead and check that post section. There is one set of entrants in the cauldron in the post section already, but I will be adding some more tomorrow. We will also be having our Pokeball of the week on Thursday, so catch that video. And of course, we will try to do Frantic Friday, where I come back and tell you guys what I have been working on for the week and if I've gotten anything else done that you haven't seen already. Until next time, I truly hope that you are crafting your happiness. Remember, we're going to be having a yarn sale coming up. There's always bags available on queenscraftsbybridget.com. There is a few hanks of yarn up there right now that I have dyed previously. Bye for now, my friends.
From a princess to a queen she's grown, learning to fly with each wing she's shown. First crochet, then knit, now sewing she goes. Spinning and dyeing, what's next, who knows? She walks her path